This is Debian Sid, the beginning of August in 2014. I have installed Linrad here. It's the 64-bit version, and I want to install the libraries for 32-bit Linrad. I have followed the instructions from Configure with Help up to this point, and here problems start. When I run this command, this one, copy and paste, you can see there is no installation candidate, and I have not found any other way to find the 32-bit library from within the 64-bit repo. So I will do it in another way. This is a multi-boot operating system. I have here also the 32-bit version of Debian Sid. So I mount it. And it's on SDB16. And I can mount it here. And then to find the libraries, I just update the database. And then locate libasound.so, because that's the file that Linrad is missing. You see here, and the 32-bit version. So locate that. Here are the libraries. The 32-bit libraries are on the partition I mounted under MNT, and the 64 are under usr-lib on the currently mounted position that is the root system now for the 64-bit system. I need to know where to copy these files. I could create a library usr-lib i386 Linux GNU and put things there, but then I would have to reconfigure the cache for searching libraries. It's better to use the structure that is already implemented on this 64-bit system. So I look at the man page for ldconfig, and here you can see, and you can look yourself on your system, here is the place where I want to find what this system is using. Quit and so it includes this entire directory. So go there. And what's in here? Could be this file. Or it could be this file. And they happen to point to the same place. So this is where we want the libraries to go. lib32 or usr-lib32. So we take the 32-bit library here and then copy it. Oops, I got to IB32, and then we have to create symbolic link. LNS lib32 and to lib32 and the 2 first, and then the one without version number, like that. And now we have installed the 32-bit libraries on the 64-bit system. Let's check. Home SP, that's where Linrad is. And configure help. Aha. And the next step is to install libx11. I might see better with a wider screen. Debian and Ubuntu. Try this. Copy and paste. So this was not available anymore. Let's try this one. Okay, that one then. Copy. That's already in place. Well, this one then. Copy. Yes. Let's see if that was enough. No. What about this? Copy. That's already installed. Well, copy from a 32-bit installation if all this fails. So the 32-bit installation is already mounted. So locate and you can see there is no 32-bit library on the 64-bit partition, so I take this cp to lib32 and then symbolic links. Like that and like that. Now there was a hint check with LDD on this library, because this library requires another library, this one. So we have to find that also. Copy, locate, or rather we should look for this one. And you see all of them are installed on the 64-bit system, but not on the 32-bit system. But I can as well create all three. Copy and paste, and this into lib32, and then lns libxc Okay, so far good, but this one might need something also. And indeed, it needs two more libraries, so we have to locate them as well. Copy, locate, and they are here. And then, of course, libxc. And there was another one. That thing. So here. And we should, of course, have checked these two libraries also, LDD, this one, and it doesn't need anything extra. And there was the previous one here. And it doesn't have any unresolved libraries either. I should also have checked the libassembly, LDD, lib32, to see if there is something unresolved, but there isn't. So now we should have both ALSA and X11 in the 32-bit version on this 64-bit system. Hopefully, when this will be released, Debian Sid, when it will become Debian Sid, will have these compatibility libraries installed properly, so one wouldn't have to do this trick finding a 32-bit installation to copy from. Now I will continue and install other libraries the same way. The old libUSB library is not needed, but I copy it anyway because there is a complication that could happen with other libraries, so I just demonstrate it here. So locate that. So here we have this file, but not the one with the version numbering on it. So I have to look what this is. Copy and file and the file name. And then we see it's a link to this thing. So I have to locate this. So here we are. This is the libusb.so. Copy. And then symbolic links. So I want a link here. And another one here. And then finally the one Linrad wants. This one. And then that worked, and now I continue without making a video from everything. The hardware related libraries that are compiled from source code are typically installed on the 32-bit under USR something. So it seems reasonable to place this kind of libraries under USR lib32. So I will do that. And then create links and so on. Now everything is installed. That's normally not what you should do, because you don't have all the different hardware. But I have them all well, except for the soft66. So I install everything because I'm going to test various things with this installation. So we can compile. The 32-bit. And we have more versions here. Make Linrad, that's the SVGA lib. And then Linrad, that's for the front buffer device. All of them are the 32-bit versions. And the same here. The 64-bit versions. And all of it runs without errors. There is one more. And that is for Microsoft Windows. The purpose of having the 32-bit version of Linrad on a 64-bit installation is to use the fact that Linrad has 32-bit assembly routines for the Fourier transform. They are much faster than the float routines that are implemented in C. So the 32-bit program can use hardware that cannot be used properly in the 64-bit version of Linrad. And I can demonstrate that here. Now I will demonstrate the difference between 64-bit Linrad and 32-bit Linrad. I start to run the 64-bit version here and go to the FM mode. And I'm looking at the range 88 to 100 megahertz. It's the PCIe 9842. And one has to be careful not play too long time on any of these stations, because that means that Google will tell me I'm playing soundtracks and I will have to remove my speech. There is nobody talking at this time of the day, but classic music is less aggressive in keeping copyright. Anyway, this does not work well. You can see it's giving completely wrong numbers. Here I press T and you can see down here there are loads up to 99%. And you can see here the highest load is 100%. Something is going very wrong, and particularly you can see buffer error, big numbers. This does not work well. X, P, this is the parameters. The first forward FFT version is 2, and that's the highest number I have. So escape, and I go for the 32-bit version. Like that. And then I go back to FM mode, that's E. And now the parameters are the same, performance is the same. It does not work well. So X, P, but here I have one more implementation of FFT, that's 3. This is now SIMD, that's single instruction, multiple data. It's SSE2, multimedia instructions. That's floating point also, like the previous version in C, but it's faster. So here I can click something. Okay, here are the waves. I do not want to play pop music because when doing that, YouTube will send me a note that I'm having something copyrighted in my file, and then they will quiet also my explanations on what's going on. Anyway, now the maximum load is 64% and things run well. Press T. You can see the maximum load should be 66% as we have here. It's this one. But generally there isn't any problem. Now this is 200 megahertz sampling frequency. And X, P, I'm using the sine squared window.